Alright guys, it's time to talk about Render Network on the channel once again. Now we haven't talked about Render since November 11th on the channel, guys. Kind of amazing because Render was just so hot in all of basically 2024. Render is basically dealing with AI, and this is one of the hottest AI coins that you can get, guys. Now, if you picked it up on 11th of March, you did an amazing job, guys. Because you picked it up at about $2.52 there. Yeah, amazing. Now, it is, basically trending up. We can zoom in here. And yeah, I mean, if I put a trend line here, let's just see if it can hold this trend line. So I'm just going to leave that like that, guys. Now, we are breaking some resistances. You can see that today we did finally break through this $3.48. We have hit this a couple of times. You can see it was support a few times here, but today we finally surged through that. Now, we're coming up to a point, guys, where basically at $4 and let's just say 9 cents, we're going to run into this resistance here on the daily time frame. Now, just above that, you do have this trend line that has been holding down Render for quite some time. Now, this trend line goes back to December, basically where all trend lines, basically start. The local trend lines, at least in December, they come from about December 5th or so. And yeah, you can see we hit it here in January. We also hit it again in mid-January. And we haven't really hit it since then. So we do just have like a couple of points here, a few points that it has touched this trend line. But it is going to be resistance when we come up to it. So let's see what happens. This is kind of a double resistance, so not really the best thing. But yeah, I do think Render will deal with this. Now, the reason I say that is I want to take a look at the RSI and the Stochk RSI. The Stochk RSI just started really to print on a weekly time frame here, at least on the Binance chart. Now, the Binance chart isn't the full chart, guys, but it is extremely oversold here on the weekly time frame, and it is very low here on the RSI, guys. So this is actually pretty good. Now, it's not printing a monthly, so I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go down here. So now the daily time frame, it is a bit overbought though on the Stochk RSI, but it is pointed pretty heavily to the upside with the RSI, so that is actually okay. 4-hour time frame, overbought again here on both the RSI and Stochk RSI, so not the best. 1-hour time frame, oversold here on the Stochk, and it is just flirting with being overbought here on the RSI. Now, 15-minute time frame, pointed heavily to the downside and getting oversold here, so that actually is pretty good. We'll probably turn to the upside here shortly. Kind of flatlining here though with the RSI, but if I have to look at this, guys, I will say that probably this is going to go a little bit sideways, a little bit flat here, probably in the short term. But these longer time frames, the daily and the weekly, actually look pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, I do expect, Render to really continue. We also do kind of have a little bit of a flag here on the 15-minute time frame that I do want to kind of point out here, which I noticed right before I did this video. Now, if we take this and let's just do something like this. This is close enough, guys. Now, I want to take the flagpole and take it all the way from here. So let's just say this breaks out to the upside. The target is actually up here at about $4.40, let's say 9 cents. So $4.50. So yeah, this I think will break this trend line and this daily resistance, and probably attempt to break this weekly resistance here. So let's see when it gets here if it does have enough strength to go through about $4.44. It may run out of steam and kind of hit here for a little bit before breaking eventually. Now, taking a quick look at the tokenomics, guys, basically there is no max supply of Render, which is, kind of interesting, but it does have a low total supply, guys. The circulating supply isn't that much either, only 517 million. Now, the all-time high, guys, was up at about $13.50, so you are getting about a 72% discount at the moment with Render. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin, it is looking pretty good, guys. It is trending up. We can draw a trend line, kind of like we did for Render. Let's see if it holds this trend line at least. And yeah, we do need to try to break through 88,730. And you can see we have gotten rejected here today at that point. But yeah, after we break that, guys, we do have to break, what is it, 89,800. And we also have this downward sloping trend line as well to deal with. So we're probably going to have to deal with that before getting back into this box, where we mostly traded for several months. Now, if I zoom out, you'll see this. And yeah, this was the trading range that we spent basically from November 19th all the way till we dropped out of it on the 7th of March. Now, we did drop out and kind of had a fake out here. We got back in and, you know, we dropped out again, another fake out, and then we finally dropped out. So yeah, we haven't been up in this box since the 7th of March. So we're talking about 2.5 weeks at this moment. Now, the CME gap, guys, has formed once again. Just want you to be aware of that. It's only about a $600 or $700 gap at the moment. Now, I don't put a lot of weight in the gaps, but, you know, I did say that we were probably going to fill that gap at 76,000, and I started screaming that, you know, a couple of weeks before, that we may come down and fill that gap. Now, we did that, and now we find ourselves with a new gap, but this is not such a significant gap. Only, you know, like I said, $600 or $700 wide, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we'll see if we fill it. Now, most of these gaps do get filled. It may not get filled right now, but maybe in the bear market, it could come back and fill this gap. So let's take a quick look at Ethereum, guys. It is trending up. It is looking better. It is, you know, it still has to get up here out of this Fibonacci. That would take place at about 2,300, let's say $15. And after that, guys, it does have this trend line to deal with as well. So you can see we do have some touch points here along the way. We hit it basically last in February 1st. So then it had a pretty significant downfall, and it hasn't touched it yet since. So taking a look at the total market cap, guys, we do have a point where we're going to have to make a decision where this is going to go. This is the daily time frame, but you can see we do have this trend line that is going up, and we do have a trend line that is coming down. So we're coming to a pinnacle basically, and it needs to make a decision. Now, I do believe this will break out to the upside in my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. Now, it has basically until Thursday really to make a decision here. And we have crossed this 1.08 trillion mark. So that is actually a good thing. We have retested this. Now keep in mind, this is a weekly time frame support. So as long as we seal a candle on Sunday to Monday over this line, that will basically solidify this. Now, I want to say any time frame, you know, that you spend over any line, the longer the time frame, the better. So yeah, we have sealed now a few 4-hour candles over it. So that's a start, guys. Now, taking a look at the dominance, I have readjusted this, and I put it in alignment with this wick, and now maybe, okay, maybe this is still under this trend line. But I don't want to speculate in dominance too much, guys. We've been here for so long, and every time you speculate, you know, it just surges up. Like you can see here, we thought it was going to go down, and, you know, it only surged up later, guys. So yeah, there's plenty of instances like this. You know, you had this big downfall here. We even broke this trend line on a wick. But yeah, in the end, we find ourselves all the way up here now. Now, the dollar index is up a little bit, but, you know, it's not too high. It's probably going to do something like this or this. Let's see. I don't think it's going to go on a rampage here and start breaking levels to the upside. Now, liquidation heat map, 253 million have been liquidated basically in 24 hours, mostly shorts. Be careful if you're playing with leverage. Fear and greed, 45 right now, yesterday 30. Guys, in my opinion, that's a big surge up. You know, I am a little bit worried that we will see a downfall. When we saw this last time, we went down pretty significantly once again. So be careful. Altcoin season index, I just refreshed this not long ago. It went from 24 to 27, so it's no longer a Bitcoin season, and now is just in the middle. But it is more likely trending towards Bitcoin season, being this low, only being a couple of points above 25 points, which is considered Bitcoin season. So yeah, in my opinion, it's still Bitcoin season, honestly. Now, bull market peak indicators, 0 from 30 are hit. Still 100% hold at this moment, guys, so no reason to sell anything. Now, the Pi Cycle Top indicator, which is probably the best indicator from the 30 indicators that I just talked about, it actually is moving away from the green line, this orange line. So yeah, we need to see these two lines cross, and then the bull market is over. Now, today we did have some PMI numbers, guys. We did have, or maybe we still have a couple of speakers. No, okay, the time is actually up. So yeah, we did have these couple of speakers speak today. I didn't see any news from that, actually. Now, tomorrow we do have some HPI numbers. We do have Williams speaking twice, and we do have consumer confidence tomorrow. So let's see what happens. Not too big of a day, though, tomorrow. Now, the FedWatch tools does say about 92% believe we're not getting a cut. This went actually up from about 85 or 86%. So more people believing, we're not getting a cut. Now, let's see what happens. There is still like 43 or 44 days or something like this, guys, until that next meeting. So we have plenty of time. Now, crypto bubbles looks good today. Week actually looks okay for the most part, but the month, guys, still looks terrible. Let's see. Now the year is green. Most of these time frames are green, thank God. Hour, is starting to get a little bit more red, unfortunately. But overall, fine. Let's take it. Let's not complain. Now, Coinondo, guys, this will show you where you can stake your coins. If you want to look for render, actually, you can go here to earn. I was looking for PancakeSwap earlier. Now, okay, let's type in render, and let's see where this takes us. Okay, we do have some options here. There aren't too many options for render, and for the most part, you don't get that much of a percentage. Now, I wouldn't really trust HTX, honestly, in my opinion, but you can do what you want. Gate, it depends. This is lending, so it's not maybe the percent you're going to get actually. I have mine actually staked in Bitrue, but I'm only getting, 1.86%, so not too much, but I'm not too worried. It's flexible, and I can sell at any moment, guys. So anyways, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, guys, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one.